Picture this. It's game day. The group chat is exploding, jerseys are out, someone's already yelling at a TV, and the game hasn't even started yet. Meanwhile, you're doing something else entirely. Maybe you're reading, creating, learning a new skill, or just enjoying the rare luxury of silence. If sports aren't your thing, you've probably felt that awkward moment. So you're not watching the game. Cue the confused looks like you just admitted you don't know what pizza is. But here's the twist. Not obsessing over sports isn't a flaw. It's not you being boring, antisocial, or missing out. Psychologically, it often points to a completely different set of strengths. Ones that don't scream for attention but quietly shape how you think, focus, and move through the world. So while everyone else is tracking scores, stats, and rivalries, what's actually going on inside your mind? Let's break it down. Independent thinking and nonconformity. If sports hype never really grabbed you, chances are you don't automatically follow the crowd, and that's not accidental. Psychologists call this independent cognitive orientation. In simple terms, your interests aren't driven by social pressure. You don't like things just because everyone does, and you don't dislike things just to be edgy either. You decide for yourself. While others jump on bandwagons, new teams, sudden rivalries, trending outrage, you're more likely to pause and think, do I actually care about this? That mental habit spills into everything. Career choices, beliefs, lifestyle decisions. You're less reactive, less programmable. And no, this doesn't mean you think you're better than anyone else. It means your brain values internal reasoning over external validation. You're comfortable standing slightly outside the noise. In a world that constantly pushes shared obsessions, that quiet independence is a psychological superpower. Deeper focus on personal interests. Here's something interesting. Attention is finite. The hours someone spends memorizing player stats or debating referees, you're probably investing elsewhere. This is where intrinsic motivation comes in. Instead of being energized by collective excitement, you're energized by personal curiosity. Books, music, tech, art, business ideas, deep conversations, niche hobbies most people never stick with long enough to master. Think about it. While the Super Bowl is on, you might be learning a new skill, building something, or going down a rabbit hole that genuinely lights you up. That ability to focus deeply, without needing constant social reinforcement, is linked to higher long-term satisfaction. You're not chasing excitement spikes, you're building meaning, and over time that kind of focus compounds. Quietly, powerfully. While others reset every season, you're progressing in directions that actually matter to you. Emotional balance and low drama. Let's be honest, sports can be emotional chaos. Joy, rage, heartbreak, trash talk, arguments that last longer than the actual game. If you don't obsess over sports, you're often spared from that emotional roller coaster. Psychologically, this points to stronger emotional regulation. Your mood isn't tied to a team's performance or referee's call. You don't wake up grumpy because we lost. You're less likely to absorb collective anger or hype. That doesn't mean you lack passion. It means your emotional energy is more stable and self-directed. In relationships, this shows up as calmness. In work, as consistency. In conflict, as perspective. While everyone else is emotionally invested in outcomes they can't control, you're conserving mental bandwidth. And in a high-stimulation world, low drama isn't boring, it's grounding. Creative energy diversion. Here's a fun question. Where does all that unused hype go? For many non-sports obsessed people, it gets redirected into creativity. Psychologists often find that when people aren't plugged into mass entertainment cycles, they channel energy into creation instead of consumption. Writing, designing, coding, problem solving, building ideas from scratch. Instead of watching highlights, you're making something. Instead of debating plays, you're experimenting, tinkering, or imagining. This doesn't have to look artsy. It might be strategic thinking, storytelling, entrepreneurship, or deep analysis. Your brain enjoys generating, not just reacting. While others decompress by watching, you decompress by doing. That's why boredom hits you differently. It becomes fuel. And over time, that creative diversion becomes identity. You're not defined by a team. You're defined by what you bring into the world. Strong self-validation. One of the biggest hidden traits? You don't need external hype to feel connected. Sports fandom is often about shared identity. Chants, colors, wins, losses, we language. If you don't crave that, it suggests strong self-validation. You don't need a crowd to feel real. You don't need collective excitement to feel alive. Your sense of worth isn't outsourced. That's why you're okay being the odd one out on game night. You're not uncomfortable with difference, you're comfortable with yourself. This trait shows up as confidence without noise, independence without isolation, belonging without performance. You can enjoy people without mirroring their passions. You can connect without pretending. And in a culture obsessed with fitting in loudly, that quiet self-trust is rare and incredibly resilient. So no, if you don't obsess over sports, you're not missing out. You're opting out of noise to invest in depth. You're trading collective hype for personal meaning. You're choosing focus, balance, creativity, and self-direction. While everyone's yelling at the TV, you're building an inner world that doesn't depend on seasons, scores, or championships. That's not detachment, that's clarity. And the truth is, the world doesn't need everyone watching the same game. It needs thinkers, creators, observers, and people who can stand calmly outside the frenzy. So if sports just aren't your vibe, own it. That difference is your edge. Comment if sports aren't your thing. You're not alone. Subscribe for more psychology insights that actually make you feel seen.